Hello everyone, my name is David Presson and I'm the Director of Investments for First Bank Wealth Management. This is the second special market update I've taped recently, but the news remains very fluid and changes by the day if not by the hour, so I thought it would be important to provide another update. I will be frank, the next few weeks from an economic and healthcare standpoint will look very scary and could be disheartening at times. You will see some of the worst economic news in our history. And the news on the virus will likely only get worse before it gets better. But let me offer you some hope and some potential good news. The stock market historically has bottomed before the worst of the news actually peaks, and as it tends to discount the future, so look for stocks to recover and potentially see a strong rebound before the news cycle actually improves. The sharp and violent moves down in recent days and weeks has discounted some, if not all, of the bad news already. And the lower prices go, the greater the rebound on the other side. There are lots of things we don't know yet about the virus, and there's a lot of news out there, some of it inaccurate. So I will stick to what we do know. Cases in China have clearly peaked. Since March 1st in the Hubei province where it first started, active cases have come down from around 33,000 to around 4,000 today, with only one new case reported in the past week. The news out of South Korea and Japan is also encouraging. Life in China is slowly getting back to normal. In fact, Apple and Starbucks both have reopened their stores. And while we can't always believe the news from the Chinese government, I do tend to believe what the management of Apple and Starbucks are doing. While the situation in Italy still remains tough, there is evidence that the number of active cases have started to slow in recent days. Cases here in the U.S. will likely go up sharply in the near term, primarily because a bunch of new people will start to get tested. But the number of active cases should start to slow in the next few weeks, meaning by late April, early May, we should start to see a peak, and then life will get back to normal. The massive shutdowns that we've seen recently in the economy should start to slow the spread of the virus. There also appears to be data supporting that the virus does not fare as well in hot and humid climates. In fact, over 90% of all the cases in the world are in colder or less humid areas. Drug companies are working around the clock to work on a vaccine as well as drugs that can reduce the symptoms and reduce the mortality rates. There are several promising studies underway that could either reduce the mortality rate or slow the symptoms. A vaccine may not be ready for close to a year, as you need massive testing before that can be rolled out, but drugs could be rolled out sooner. As I tape this segment, and hopefully by the time you watch this video, Congress should have passed a massive stimulus program to help shore up the economy and provide much needed relief to companies and people most impacted by this shutdown. The Federal Reserve has already done their part by massively lowering interest rates and taking measures to provide liquidity to the system. I'm an optimist based on the hope that the entire world is trying to attack this problem at once and that we will get through it. There will be some near-term pain, but I remain hopeful that this will be short-lived and our lives will get back to normal in the near future. For every crisis we've ever had, the stock market has always rebounded. Our focus at this point should not be on how bad the current economic contraction will be, but how long it takes to recover and what the recovery looks like on the other side. A bottom in the stock market could either happen from a combination of the cases peaking or good news on the medicine front. Or it could just be simply that investors start to discount the recovery on the other side. So thanks for your time today, and if you have any further questions, please contact your wealth professional at First Bank, and we're here to support you the best we can.